Indesta, and they are going to talk to you about lupus.
My name is Lori. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, an animal lover, a travel enthusiast, and I have lupus. It's like carrying around a bag of bricks with you. It's hard to even get out of it. I have 2 kids. They mean the world to me. Being their mom and having lupus, it can be hard on them. I can't always be there for them. And that's what hurts the most.
Every day, we have the freedom of choice in our lives. But for Lori, that isn't always the case. When lupus flares up, it has the power to make decisions for its patients, causing them to miss out on the most meaningful moments in their lives, such as those spent with their loved ones. Although we cannot control Lori's flare-ups and remissions, we at Indesta can help. By raising younger generations with compassion and understanding towards lupus patients, and by promoting the hope of clinical trials, we will help them gain back the power of choice in their lives.
Lupus is a devastating autoimmune disease in which a person's immune cells destroy healthy body cells. Some symptoms include extreme pain, fatigue, swelling, and rashes of the face, commonly called butterfly rashes. Essentially, lupus eats away at the lives of people, just like Lori.
It's estimated that 1.5 million people, primarily women, suffer from lupus. Up to 10,000 of these patients are under the age of 18.
The real tragedy, however, is that 3 out of 4 Americans don't even know what lupus is.
At Indesta, our goal is to generate awareness for both lupus and potentially life-saving clinical trials, with the hope of helping patients who could be mothers, sisters, or friends.
We have done this by creating an innovative educational kit that combines empathy and knowledge to create understanding, effectively changing the face of disease awareness in classrooms.
I'm Amy Goucher, I'm the design guru.
I'm Peter Lavitt, Computer Jedi.
And I'm Jenna Feltus, project manager.
And this is our kit. Let's get into it.
The elements of our kit can be put into one of 2 categories, empathy and knowledge, in order to help students get a better understanding of the disease.
Lupus is a terrible condition that prevents people from doing what they love and spending time with who they love. Whether you like to fish, or cook, or golf, lupus keeps you waiting on the sidelines, exhausted and uncomfortable. So we're throwing kids into a game of kickball, wearing floaties. The frustrating stiffness of joints and inability to move will help them step inside the shoes of a lupus patient. So, in the very first moments of our course, students will be confused and fascinated, wondering about the nature of lupus and why people just like Lori must struggle to complete simple tasks.
Meet Jane Lupus. Jane is a normal girl. She loves playing soccer, reading books. But when Jane turns 9, she is diagnosed with lupus, changing her life forever. Now Jane can't run and play anymore with her friends. Her unpredictably recurring rashes make her feel ashamed and alone, alienating herself from others. While Jane may just be some fictitious character from some made-up story, her problems and fears are the reality for millions of children and adults around the world. Through this story, the kids will take away that lupus is a lonely disease and lasts a lifetime in a very unpredictable way. Hope rises, however, with the promise of clinical trials that could turn Jane's life around.
Not only can students read about Jane Lupus, but they can speak with her as well. We have developed a unique chatbot program that actually allows for students to have a conversation with Jane. Students type in questions and quickly get answers about Jane's experience with her condition and her journey through the clinical trial process. Now, students can see what Jane sees and feel what Jane feels.
Students will gain a knowledge of how lupus works through an engaging animation. This 3-part series shows the students, it compares the bodies of healthy people, lupus patients, and lupus patients currently on medicine. Then the students will apply what they've learned by working with a hands-on model. showing them how Lori's symptoms form.
We have created an ARM model that combines everything students have learned so far. After reflecting on the joint stiffness and pain they felt in the first activity, students will be asked to model this inside their bodies. Students will show how an immune cell can cause symptoms like pain, swelling, and fatigue, and then how this can be treated with medication.
After all these activities, hopefully young children will understand the devastating impact lupus has on those afflicted, both physically and emotionally. Through personal choice of creative writing or artistic expression, students can, at the conclusion of our course, share their emotional reactions to lupus in a meaningful way to them. The catch? They must wear goalie gloves, which restrict fine motor movement in the fingers, mimicking joint stiffness lupus patients experience. We often take for granted the ease with which we quickly jot down a to-do list, fasten the buttons on our shirt, or fumble to find the keys to open the door. We hope to instill in students not only an empathy for lupus patients' struggles with everyday tasks, but also an appreciation for the gift of dexterity they have every day. We've also developed a comprehensive set of worksheets and activity instructions that are simple, understandable, helpful, and available online at any time to help students and teachers get the most out of their experience.
The primary market for our kit is the more than 60,000 public elementary schools in the United States, serving more than 11 million third, fourth, and fifth graders each year. However, our kit's versatility allows for some components to be sold to the more than 90,000 private doctors' offices and hospitals operating in the country.
Our kit employs a powerful emotional connection to people like Lori and Jane Lupus, a scalable education ranging depth from 3rd grade to 12th grade, simple and effective instructions, and it guarantees fun for students and teachers alike.
Lori, like others struggling with lupus, was forced into the passenger seat of her own life. She lost what was most important to her, being there, to see her kids take their first steps or graduate from high school, all because of a disease she can't control or predict. Lupus patients don't have the luxury of certainty or comfort or the ability to live their own lives, all things we often take for